Did you know the average new car in America now costs $50,000? And some of those cars sitting on dealer lots right now will lose 63% of their value in just 5 years. That's not a market, that's a trap. Today I'm breaking down the 13 most overpriced cars in America right now. And I promise you, number 1 will make your jaw drop. Kicking off at number 13, the Kia K4. And yes, putting a Kia on an overpriced list sounds ridiculous, but here we are. This is Kia's entry-level budget sedan, the car people buy to save money, be practical, and stay within budget. And yet, dealers are slapping $1,700 above MSRP on it, on a budget car. This is one of the most cynical moves in today's market. Dealers know buyers shopping in this segment are often the most financially stretched. They're the least prepared to negotiate. And that's exactly who gets targeted. It's calculated, and it works, because most people walk in without knowing the real numbers. Here's your move. Before stepping into a dealership, check the invoice price, research local selling prices, and get quotes from at least 3 dealers. Then leverage them against each other. Do not, under any circumstances, pay a markup on a Kia K4. Number 12, the Ford Maverick. This truck was supposed to be the people's truck, the affordable, compact, fuel-efficient option for buyers who didn't want to spend $60,000 on a full-size pickup. Ford sold a ton of them. The demand was real. The concept was solid. And then dealers got greedy. We're seeing markups of 5%, 6%, even 7% above MSRP on the Maverick. That's $1,800 to $2,000 tacked onto a truck that was specifically designed to be budget-friendly. The whole point of the Maverick was accessibility, and dealers are quietly dismantling that at the point of sale, betting that buyers who want an affordable truck are desperate enough to just accept whatever number gets put in front of them. Here's the good news. There is enough supply out there now. The leverage is on your side. The day supply of Maverick inventory has improved significantly, which means dealers don't have the same excuse they had 2 years ago. Do not pay over MSRP on a Ford Maverick, not a single dollar over. If a dealer won't budge, walk out and call the next one. Number 11, the Chevrolet Silverado work truck trim. The entry-level Silverado, the base model, the cheapest version of an already expensive truck, and dealers are marking it up. Why? Same reason as the Maverick and the K4. Because right now, demand is highest for the most affordable options. Buyers are desperate for anything that doesn't cost $70,000 or $80,000. And dealers know exactly where that desperation lives. Think about how cynical this is for a second. The work truck trim exists specifically for buyers who need a capable, no-frills vehicle without the luxury price tag. Contractors, small business owners, people who actually use their truck as a tool. And those are the exact buyers getting hit with markups because dealers know they need the vehicle and they're price sensitive enough to feel like they're still getting a deal even with a markup. It's almost poetic in the worst possible way. Get multiple quotes. Use them as leverage against each other. Do not pay above MSRP on any Silverado trim, especially the base one. Number 10, the Toyota RAV4, specifically the Prime and Hybrid variants. Now, the RAV4 is one of the best-selling vehicles in America for a reason. It's reliable, practical, holds its value well, and Toyota's reputation for longevity is genuinely earned. But that popularity is exactly what dealers are exploiting. We're still seeing markups of $2,000 to $5,000 above MSRP, sometimes more, on the Prime variants especially. Here's the reality. The day's supply of RAV4 inventory is not bad enough to justify these markups. There are good dealers out there selling at or even below MSRP right now, which means the dealers charging above MSRP are simply betting that you won't do your research before walking in. They're counting on brand loyalty and urgency to override your common sense. Don't let them win that bet. The RAV4 is a great car. It does not need to be purchased at a markup to be a great car. Shop around, get competing quotes, and never pay above MSRP on a Toyota RAV4. The supply is there. The deals are there. You just have to be willing to look for them. Number 9, the Volkswagen ID.Buzz. Remember the launch? Dealers were stacking markups because of the retro VW bus nostalgia. Buyers were paying over sticker just to be first. Now, the situation has completely flipped. Dealers and manufacturers are throwing massive rebates at the ID.Buzz just to move inventory. This is a $60,000 plus Volkswagen that the market has largely rejected at that price point. The novelty faded fast. EV range concerns are real. Practicality questions are real, and buyers are walking right past it on the lot. And yet, some people are still paying at or near MSRP because they haven't checked current market conditions. That's a mistake. If you pay full MSRP for an ID.Buzz right now, you're leaving thousands of dollars on the table in available incentives. The market has spoken. This price is negotiable. Treat it that way, and you could walk away with a unique vehicle at a genuinely fair deal. If you're finding this information helpful, please hit like button and subscribe. Number 8. Welcome to depreciation trap territory, the Nissan Altima. On the surface, it looks like a smart buy. Affordable, well-equipped, and familiar. It's been a staple in the US market for decades, and that's exactly what makes it risky. Buyers trust the name without checking the numbers. Here's the number that should stop you. The Altima loses over 50% of its value within 5 years. Half gone. Why? Fleet saturation. A huge portion of Altimas end up in rental fleets. Those high-mileage, heavily used cars flood the market and crush resale values across the board. So you're buying a car that could be worth half its price before your loan is even close to paid off. And with 22% of buyers now in 84-month loans, that means years of being deeply underwater. The Altima looks like a deal, but the math tells a very different story. Number 7. The Cadillac CT4, a luxury compact sedan that sounds great on paper. Cadillac has put real effort here. Solid interior quality, genuinely fun performance trims, and a brand trying to rebuild its reputation. But here's the problem. Production is ending this year, and depreciation is already hitting hard. Luxury sedans have been declining for years as buyers shift to SUVs and crossovers, and the CT4 is caught right in the middle of that collapse. When production stops, the used market gets flooded, resale values drop fast, and new buyers take the hit. Combine that with the already steep depreciation typical in this segment, and it's a tough financial equation. Here's the smarter move: the Acura Integra. Better reliability ratings, stronger resale value, and a lower starting MSRP. Plus, it's backed by Honda's long-term dependability. If you want luxury without the financial punishment, the Integra wins. The CT4 is a prestige buy that costs far more over time. Number 6. The Maserati Grecale. And look, Maserati has real heritage, real history, real emotional pull. Hear one at full throttle and you get the appeal instantly. But emotion and smart money decisions are not the same thing. If you walk into a dealership and pay MSRP for a Grecale right now, you're helping the dealer, not yourself. These vehicles depreciate extremely fast. They are not moving at sticker. They haven't been for a while. Inventory is sitting. Days supply is high. Dealers are quietly struggling to move them, and that's your leverage. If you're in the market for a Maserati, no judgment. You have serious negotiating power right now. Use it. Push hard. Get aggressive. Because paying MSRP for a Grecale today isn't just overpaying. It's leaving a massive amount of money on the table for a car that will lose value faster than almost anything else here. Number 5. The Volvo EX90, $80,000 plus. That's what Volvo is asking for this electric SUV. And on paper, Volvo makes genuinely beautiful vehicles. The Scandinavian design language is clean and sophisticated. The safety reputation is real and well-earned. The interior quality is premium. There's a lot to like about Volvo as a brand, but the EX90 has been plagued with software issues that have frustrated early adopters. Reliability concerns have surfaced, and the depreciation curve on this vehicle should genuinely frighten any buyer who's paying attention. Volvo has been struggling in the US market broadly, and the EX90 represents a significant stumble at a critical moment for the brand's electric transition. These things are not selling at MSRP. Dealers know it. The data knows it. The only person who doesn't seem to know it is the buyer walking in cold without doing their research. Do not pay MSRP on the Volvo EX90, not even close to MSRP. The leverage is entirely on your side, and there are real discounts available if you simply ask for them and are willing to walk away if they say no. Number 4, and this one earns a special distinction, landing on both the markup list and the bad value list, the 2026 Honda Prelude. MSRP sits around $43,195. Already a stretch, but some dealers are adding $10,000 to $15,000 on top. That's $58,000 to $63,000 for a Honda. Let's put that in perspective. For $63,000, you're in BMW M2 territory. Real performance, rear-wheel drive, straight 6 power. You're knocking on the door of a Porsche Cayman, even flirting with Corvette pricing. And this? A front-wheel drive Honda with a hybrid powertrain few buyers asked for. And here's the brutal reality. It's not even selling. Dealers are stacking markups, then quietly offering discounts because inventory is sitting and buyers aren't showing up. This is Honda's Dodge Hornet moment. A car nobody asked for, nobody wants, yet somehow marked up. Do not pay above MSRP. Honestly, don't even pay MSRP. Take that money somewhere it actually makes sense. Number 3, the new Dodge Charger, specifically the non-V8 versions. And this one comes with a stat that is genuinely staggering: a 452-day supply of inventory nationwide. 452 days. That is the worst day supply number of any mainstream vehicle in America right now. And it's not even close. For context, 60 days is healthy. 90 days means dealers are getting nervous. 180 days signals serious trouble. But 452 days. That means the market has completely rejected this car at its current price and in its current form. Here's what that means. When inventory sits this long, dealers are forced to slash prices aggressively just to move units. And when that happens across the board, resale values collapse. If you bought a non-V8 Charger recently, your car is already worth significantly less than what you paid. And it's likely to keep dropping. And Dodge knows exactly why. The core audience doesn't want an inline-6. They want the Hemi. They want the V8 sound and identity that built the Charger legacy. That's why the Hemi is coming back. The message from buyers was loud and clear. Wait for that. Avoid the current non-V8 version completely. Number 2, Land Rover. And not just one model, all of them. Every single Land Rover on the market right now loses more than 60% of its value in 5 years. 60%. On vehicles that start at $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, and climb well past $100,000 for the Range Rover variants. We're talking about losing $60,000 or more on a single vehicle purchase. Just gone. And here's what makes this one so uniquely dangerous compared to everything else on this list. Land Rovers sell fast. People genuinely love how they look. The Defender has become a cultural icon. The Discovery is legitimately capable. The Range Rover is one of the most aspirational vehicles on the road. The brand has real, undeniable appeal that goes beyond just status. These are vehicles people are emotionally connected to. But here's the cold, hard truth that no amount of emotional connection can change. Desirability and financial intelligence are two completely different things. You can want a Land Rover deeply and sincerely and still recognize that buying one new is one of the worst financial decisions you can make in the current car market. 60% depreciation in 5 years on a $100,000 vehicle. That's $60,000 vanished, gone, into thin air, while you were making monthly payments. The appeal is absolutely real. The financial reality is absolutely brutal. And the gap between those two things is exactly where Land Rover makes its money and where buyers lose theirs. And the number one most overpriced car in America right now, the Jeep Grand Wagoneer, $90,000 to $110,000. For a Jeep, let that sink in for a second. 6 figures. For a Jeep Grand Wagoneer, not a Range Rover, not a Bentley Bentayga, not even a Cadillac Escalade with decades of luxury credibility, just a Jeep badge sitting on a dealership lot asking premium money. And here's the reality. There's a 428-day supply sitting unsold across the country. 428 days. That's more than a full year of inventory collecting dust. Buyers aren't showing up, and it's obvious why. Jeep has already started cutting MSRP year over year. That means if you paid full sticker recently, you lost money instantly, before your first payment even hit. That's brutal depreciation baked in from day one. Look at the full picture. Massively overpriced from the start, sitting unsold for over a year, dropping in value fast, competing against brands with far stronger luxury reputations, and still being marketed as a 6-figure premium SUV. If you're even considering one, your negotiation needs to be aggressive. $10,000, $15,000, even $25,000 off MSRP. Dealers are under pressure to move these units. That 428-day supply is your leverage. Use it. But even then, you have to ask the real question. Does a 6-figure Jeep actually make sense? Because right now, nothing represents what's broken in the car market better than this. 13 cars. Billions of dollars in bad deals happening every single day across America. Now you know exactly which ones to avoid, why they're overpriced, and what to do instead. Share this with someone about to make a $100,000 mistake. It might just save them. And if you enjoyed the content, smash that like button and subscribe for more auto content. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.